And as far as I can tell,
look, Joe, I'm no snowflake, Joe, but I'm just saying I think the kid's got to hang it up. I mean, this is just too much.
No, he absolutely does. This is his third concussion in the course of 2 years. No, he absolutely does. And it's not doing it because this is the reason.
Ones. You know, he sits there, he's all crabbed up and everything else like that. I mean, it's not good.
No, if I were him and I was going to talk to the Dolphins head coach, I sit down and be like, okay, look, we need to figure out a way to transition you into a coaching role on this team. Because you should not be playing anymore. It's more of a health issue more than anything. Like, this is getting to the point where he's already had this many concussions. And look, I know he's young. I know he just got paid. And this is part of the reason why the Dolphins waited so long to give him this contract, because they were terrified that this was going to happen. And there's clauses in it that are going to be able to help the Dolphins out. But he needs to transition into the next stage, just because if he doesn't, it's going to continue to hurt him. And your brain doesn't get healthier when it continues to get concussions like a bone does. It gets weaker. So this isn't a joke. This isn't a Barner or a Tennessee fan telling Tua to sit down. No, for the health, you need to do it.
Yeah. And it's not only that. I mean, I always contended back when he was in college that the guy is just overly tight the way he is built. I mean, for him to have the ankle injuries, the hip injury, everything else that he has gone through. I mean, this guy's body, he's got to have the body of a 50-year-old already, not to mention his noggin. You don't mess with the noggin. I don't know if he's got coaching chops in him, but, I'm sure there's insurance. I'm not worried about that, that. I'm sure his contract is insured on some way, shape, or form. But, I mean, I don't want to see the kid die out there. I mean, I don't know how you play. I don't know how you continue to play when, if you get sacked. I mean, the other things that happened to him is when he hits his head on the ground. The other 3 concussions were just from banging his head on the ground. Mm-hmm. So
this is a health issue. This is this is where you kind of go and look at an Andrew Luck type thing, where this isn't worth it. I've been injured way too much, and I'm just going to step away. Now, Luck is a type of guy where he just went into obscurity and nobody knew exactly where he even went anymore. But with Tua, I mean, if you watch the Miami Dolphins, like in season Hard Knocks last year, like you can see how good of a coach he could potentially be. And I think that is something that he needs to consider. And even the Dolphins need to have him on staff somewhere, because body wise, physically, he's extremely gifted. It's just his brain is not going to be able to continue to do this.
Yeah. And it's a rotten shame as well. All right. We'll get a break in here. When we come back, we take phone calls. That happens next. We got them lined up right now. We're going to go to Florida with Paulie. We got Wolverine Dan. We got the Redneck Romeo. They're all lined up, and we're taking them next right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing. We have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. As we get set for Saturday's game between Alabama and Wisconsin, here are some final thoughts from Crimson Tide head coach Kalen DeBoer.
I think it's just crazy how all of a sudden here we are week 3 already, and going on the road and excited to go do that. I think there's something special about, I know we love playing at Bryant-Denny. There's no doubt about that. The home field advantage is amazing. But I think there's something cool about going into another place and, kind of locking arms or whatever the words are you want to use, and knowing it's you versus everyone there in that place. And looking forward to doing it with guys like this because they know what it takes, and it's not just what happens on Saturday; it's the work that they put in, everything they're doing here earlier in the week that will lead to what happens on game day.
I'll have more in a moment.
Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers, an Alabama tailgate tradition. Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965, Guthrie's has been a Bama fan favorite for years. From your hometown to college towns all around, Guthrie's is still serving the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe just like always, fresh, hot, and fast. Make Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers the MVP of your next tailgate. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
We've got you covered for Alabama football against Wisconsin on Saturday morning. Our radio airtime is 8 o'clock across the network, leading you up to 11 a.m. for the kickoff. You can listen on the Varsity Network app across our radio network, as well as watch the Yay Alabama booth cam streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Guthrie's. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Welcome to week 3 of our high school streaming network. Over the airwaves will be the Cotton Classic. It is Buckhorn and Hazel Green. Zone 3 features Randolph at Westminster Christian. Incidentally, that's Zone 3 and Zone 5. Zone 4 features the Sparkman Senators taking on the Albertville Aggies. Zone 6 is our game of the week, featuring the Grissom Tigers taking on the Bob Jones Patriots. Talk Radio 2 features the Huntsville Crimson Panthers at James Clements.
Embark on a flavorful journey at the Brewers Cooperative. Located within the vibrant community hub of Stovehouse in Huntsville, our brewery isn't just about crafting exceptional beers. It's a destination where culinary delights and local brews harmonize. Whether you're seeking a laid-back lunch or a lively dinner with friends, our diverse menu has something to please every palate. With a commitment to quality and a passion for innovation, we invite you to savor the unique flavors of Huntsville's craft beer scene at the Brewers Cooperative. Call 256-678-7036. The Brewers Cooperative.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Welcome back on Football Friday. This segment of the show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center. TOC will have its after-hours clinic open tonight. So we hope that everybody stays healthy. But if you get dinged or your child gets dinged and they need attention, you need to get down to the after-hours clinic at TOC down there at their hospital, at the hospital location that they have downtown. You know, TOC services most of the Tennessee Valley, most of the schools in the Valley as well. They have 13 locations throughout the Tennessee Valley, but tonight just the one is open for the after-hours clinic. So if you have any orthopedic problems or you're considering professional care, TOC is the only logical choice. Stay in the game with TOC. All right. I was wondering whether or not we'd hear from him. It could not have gone worse. It could not have gone worse for Paulie in the Cape.
How's Paulie? Oh, Paulie, won't see him no more.
I didn't think we'd see him anymore. Loses his quarterback, loses his survivor pick, loses the game. The only thing he got was to see those beautiful Dolphin uniforms from the 70s. Paulie is up first. Paulie, welcome to the show. How are you?
Not too good. A bummer last night. It's like they forget how to play football. I mean, they were running these guys back and forth, and they were gaining on the ground with the running game, with the sweeps and all that. And then all of a sudden, we don't know how to play and throw the ball, and it was just disgusting. And what a bummer. Then on top of that, he gets hurt. Well,
Were you there
two
till the
things,
bitter
yeah.
end? Because we saw a lot of fans had left. Were you there? Tell me what time. When did you leave? Were you there when he got hurt?
No, I was there till about 5 minutes left in the game.
So right after he got hurt, really. Yeah.
Yeah, right after he got hurt, and then then we just pretty much said, "Let's get the hell out of here." And two little silver linings. One, I found out in my suicide league, you get an extra chance. I'm like, my buddy goes, "Hey, at least you got one more." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, he changed it up." I'm like, "Oh, so." That's
Well, what the
number
heck
one.
kind
Yeah,
of Survivor League is that? I mean, you don't survive that. I mean, that's crazy. I never heard of such a thing.
I was shocked too. That's what I'm telling you. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, wow, I get another chance. Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Now you make smart picks the rest of the way. Yeah. You need a quarterback. What do you think? I don't think he's going to play. I think he's done. I'd be honest with you. I don't know that he can play. And you got a problem because you don't have anybody. I mean, do you feel really good about the guy that you got that you ran out there?
Sky High Skyler. He's our guy.
I think Skyler's your guy, huh?
I guess until we pick
maybe
up
the Steelers would make a trade. I mean, they got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I think Russell Wilson would do great with that personnel that you got there.
Oh no. Just get somebody young, wait, deal with it. What else? Another injury bug. It's just ridiculous. But I'm ready.
You're built to win now. You can't wait too long. You paid the coach. You got the best wide receiver tandem in the league. I mean, you can't. It's not like you can go grow a quarterback. You need to get somebody in there. You're ready to win now.
Yeah. Last year we were ready to win. The year before, and just the same old BS. So.
Do you want to get in on a trifecta? Maybe that'll turn your luck around.
Yay!
All right, Bama is minus 16.5 at Wisconsin.
SEC speed will cover. Yeah, I'll take Alabama to cover.
Roll Tide. Joe, do you know who that is? With that Roll Tide?
No, who's that?
That's Charles Barkley. It's Chuck. It's Chuck with Roll Tide. LSU is minus 6.5 at Carolina, South Carolina.
I'll go with LSU.
I have a Boston, Midwestern, Louisiana accent.
The Falcons. Maybe you should be a Falcons fan. You have a new team.
Oh no.
The Falcons are plus. I might look for a new team. The Falcons are plus 6.5 at the Eagles Monday Night Football.
Got to go with the Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly! Jalen Hurts leading the chant. All right, my fifth grandson is going to be born sometime today. Give me a weight.
I'm glad
Just 10 days late.
I'm glad you were considering Big Paulie as one of his names. Appreciate that. But 7 pounds, 1 ounce.
Little guy. All right, we got you in.
All right.
My wife knows the name of the baby. My second oldest daughter knows the name of the baby. Three of my granddaughters know the name of the baby. You know who doesn't know the name of the baby? Me. I don't know why. They don't tell me anything. They think I'm going to blab it all over the world. They think I'm going to tell my parents before she gets a chance to tell my parents. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not at the hospital right now. She says, let me just say my baby. It's okay. All I know is it's a 3-letter name and it's a family name. That's all I know. And I don't know who 3-letter name, family name is. I have no idea. That's a hint that does not help me. Wolverine Dan is up now. Natty Danny is up now. Danny Stallions. They want me to call you Danny Stallions. What's up with that? You want that name?
No, don't worry about it, buddy. At the end of this year, in February, it's Daniel in the Lion's Den, baby.
You're gonna go Daniel?
Hey,
that's too long. I just go Detroit Danny.
Put a fork in that. Hey, Paulie, put a fork in that fish. It's over, baby.
Yeah, it's over.
You know what's not over? I'll tell you what's not over. I finally got a chance to watch my Lions play. What a wonderful, unbelievable I wouldn't even call it a comeback. Domination in the fourth quarter. I'm going to tell you right now, our defense it is like a lion, and there's fresh meat on the other side. They play with the out of their mind. And Tom, the offense, my God, road graders. We in overtime, Tom. Majority of those plays were running plays. Thank you, Bama Brad, for Montgomery from Chicago, because he's playing like a lion, a true lion.
I got Gibbs on my
contender.
I got Gibbs on my fantasy team too, so I'm pulling for Gibbs. And
there you go. Okay, so there you go. See,
Jameson Williams looks great too. I mean, Jameson Williams is gonna have a huge year.
Tom, you must admit, if you had some money, extra money in your pocket, that'd be one of the teams you would pick.
I don't like the odds. I do have extra money in my pocket, but I don't. The odds are too short for them still. You know what I mean? It's just too short. They're not that sure thing. But now with Jordan Love out, I mean, I'm giving you the division. I just gave you the division back. Malik Willis. Oh, Badger Larry, I know he's in Wisconsin, so he's not listening. Badger Larry, you're in a heap of trouble. Malik Willis is awful. Malik Willis was so bad with the Titans. Joe, stop me if I'm lying. When Malik Willis couldn't go, I mean, when what's his name, Tannehill couldn't go, or whichever it was couldn't go, and they were playing that game in Jacksonville, they actually signed Josh Dobbs like 20 minutes before the game and gave him a uniform and said, please go play quarterback for us. Malik Willis has been in the system for 2 years, and they didn't even want to let him play then.
Close. The story's close. It was against the Cowboys, and but that is right. They did. It was at home.
At Jacksonville.
It was against Dallas at Nissan Stadium because they signed him, and then they immediately turned around and played Dallas. He did also play against Jacksonville, but they signed him like 2 days before the game against Dallas, and that's when he got his first play.
Dallas game.
Yeah, no, he did. He played. Yeah, he played, and that was the crazy thing. Is
he started against Jacksonville. I know that.
Yeah, no, he did. He started because that game was actually for the winner of that went to the playoffs that year, and so that was what happened is because Dobbs fumbled at the very end of the game. But yeah, no, it was against Dallas when they signed him like 2 days before the game was going to happen, and he was up to speed in time enough so that he could actually play over Willis.
All right, Wolverine Dan, give me your picks. Alabama minus 16.5 at Badger Larry.
No, guess what? A little Badger whoop ass. I'm taking Badgers.
It's butt cold out here.
LSU is minus 16.5 or minus 6.5 at Carolina. Minus 6.5 at South Carolina.
I'll take LSU in this one.
Just a shout out to our sponsor, Coke. It's just great for you.
The Falcons get 6.5 on Monday Night Football at the Eagles.
I'll take Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly! And my grandson's going to be born today, grandson number 5. How much will he weigh?
Is his name Daniel?
Not a family name, so I would say no. Well, I have a son named Daniel, but I don't think they'll name him Daniel.
Okay. What'd you say? What was the question?
How much is he going to weigh? Give me a weight. She's 10 days overdue.
Guy. Yeah, but is your daughter kind of petite?
Yeah, my daughter's small. You know Grace. She's small, and her husband's medium-sized, but she is 10 days late.
Okay, I'm going to say around 8 pounds. No, actually 7'9". How about 7'9"?
7'9".
That's backwards is 97. You know who that is? Woo! He put a whoop ass on that team. I tell you, Tom, it's coming down. It's coming in my pocket. I got to put some money on this team.
Dang. All right, Wolverine Dan. Good job, buddy. He went with the opposite. He went 7'9" because Aiden Hutchinson wears 97. That was quick thinking on his part, I gotta say. We're gonna break. We come back. Redneck Romeo and Willie are in the queue right now. You can jump in behind them. Taking more of your phone calls next on a Football Friday on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
SEC football action tomorrow. Number 4, Alabama puts their 2-0 record on the line at 2-0 Wisconsin. The Badgers paying plus 550. Alabama minus 800, over under 50.5. UAB is a 23-point underdog at Arkansas. Both teams are 1-1. UAB plus 1100, over under 61.5. The number 7 Tennessee Volunteers are favored by 49 at home against Kent State, over under 62.5. Monday Night Football, the Falcons are 0-1. They're on the road visiting the 1-0 Eagles. Atlanta is 6.5-point underdog, plus 230 on the money line, over under is 47.5. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Stan McDonald. Stan, tell everybody why you're the best damn dirt lawyer in North Alabama.
Yes, Wes, at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. You know I'm a dirt lawyer, and a lot of our friends know that, which means we specialize in real estate. Now, if you own real estate or you're buying it or you're selling it, you need to do a closing, but a lot of times there's legal issues associated with that. We're a great group to talk to. My son, Lewis McDonald, heads our commercial closing division, and we approach your real estate needs very seriously. We seek to be the premier real estate closing company in North Alabama, and we do it in such a way it shows that we're experienced, we're for your success. We like to handle your real estate needs the same way Coach Dan Reeves used to say, never let them see you sweat. And that's going to be to your benefit, too, when you visit us at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. Our website online is jacobtitle.com.
Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, InvisiCook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezer's free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling sluggish? Gentlemen, Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health is here to help you. Braden is here. Braden, you've got the answers.
Thanks, Scott. Whether it's low T, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, or a number of other things, we have the solution for them.
It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call today at
256-850-1570.
You can find them online.
GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, what man wouldn't like to have tests done in a man cave?
That's right. Come in for your free test and consultation, walk into a world-class staff, a comfortable, relaxed environment, and we got your results in about 20 minutes with appointments less than an hour.
And the big game is always on the TV. It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call,
256-850-1570.
You can find them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Huntsville/The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley through a good majority of the afternoon, even as we head into the evening. We're going to have to watch for heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding and some stronger thunderstorms. And isolated tornadoes certainly can't be ruled out, but that's going to be our secondary concern across the area through Friday afternoon. And then as we head into Friday evening, we are going to be a little bit warmer, temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Showers and thunderstorms are going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Listen to Buckhorn High School football all season long
Landrum down near the goal line, and he's in for the Bucks touchdown.
on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And this segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance Center, featuring the biggest names in home appliances. And don't forget, you got deer season right around the corner. So this is a great time to get on down there and pick up a name brand frost-free upright or chest freezer. They've got the chest freezers with the real tree, camouflage on them on the outside. They look so cool. Maybe I got to get one of those. I can't get one of those. I got to get my outdoor kitchen from Owen Home Appliance Center. I mean, it's just outstanding down there. And Mike Owen and his team, they just do a great job. And by the way, right now, while you get your freezer, you still got a chance to get a $50 gift card towards the purchase of Wagyu beef down there. It's Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's right there in the name. Let's stay with the phones. Next up, Redneck Romeo. Romeo, welcome to the show. How are you? All right, Romeo, drop. Romeo, come back. Willie is up next. Willie, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
I am fantastic.
All right. I was just going to see what we can do about this trifecta.
All right, let's get in then. We got Bama minus 16 and a hook at Wisconsin.
Let's go with Bama.
Roll all over their ass.
All right, you got LSU minus 6.5 at Carolina.
Let's go with LSU.
I have a Boston, Midwestern, Louisiana accent.
The Falcons get 6.5 at the Eagles Monday Night Football.
Let's hear Jalen.
Fly, Eagles, fly! It's the one brother that can't sing right there. This is bad. All right, how much is my grandson going to weigh today?
7.4.
7 pounds, 4 ounces. All right, we got you in.
Yeah. Hey, the one more thing I need to tell you, we talked last year, but I forgot to tell you that I was the one that won 2 years ago. I won the March Madness bracket and got them tickets to the Trash Panda game. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, nice. Well, congratulations. We'll be doing even a bigger one this year.
I'm gonna be there. I'll probably win that one.
All right, Willie. I appreciate you, man. It's a good job by Willie. All right, up next, Bama Brad. Bama Brad, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve, big dog.
I hear you.
First of all, I'm not a Dolphins fan, but I am a Tua fan. And my prayers go out to him and his family. And from what I understand of Tua, he'll sit down with the family and make the right decision, and he'll be led by God, so he'll do the right thing. It's gonna be hard for him to give up the competition, but part of his deal is to take care of his family, and he's already done that. So I pray for 100% healthy recovery for him, and that he makes the right decision.
Yeah, I just don't want the guy, drinking his dinner from a straw when he's 45 years old. You know what I mean? He's got a life to live.
I agree, but Tom, that's as an athlete, that's kind of like the guy getting in the race car. He knows every time he gets in that car what could happen. So it's hard to drag him out of that car. And I don't know what his thinking will be, but I know he'll make the right decision, or I hope he makes the right decision anyway.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Badger Larry, he and I have been friends for over 40 years. So one thing I do know about Badger Larry being at Camp Randall, he's going to have a good time regardless. So give me Bama.
All right, I knew you would take Bama. Are you kidding me?
Roll all over their ass.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. That's a big number, man. LSU
I know.
is -6.5 at Carolina.
You know what? Carolina is a tough place to play, as we Bama fans know. So give me the Gamecocks.
He may not be able to play next week. I don't know.
The Falcons are +6.5 at the Eagles on Monday Night Football.
I have no faith in the Falcons. Give me Jalen.
Fly, Eagles, fly!
How much is my grandson going to win?
Well, you said your daughter and your son-in-law are kind of slight, so I can't go with 9-13. I'm going to go with 7-13.
All right, so 7-13 is where we go. All right, man. Appreciate you, Brad. Have a great weekend.
You too, brother. See you.
Let's see where we're going now. Oh, Keith, the Michigan fan. Early for Keith. Usually he's in there right at the end. Keith, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, I saw Tua get hit yesterday watching that game, and he curled up on the ground like he was ready to go to sleep.
Well, he was doing that fencing thing, that thing where your hands on both hands lock up and it kind of mirror each other, and he was just he couldn't move, and that's a sign. That's a bad sign. That's a sign of a brain injury. You just can't keep doing that.
Yeah, and your last caller was correct. He just needs to retire because I saw one football player, can't think of his name, but he married early, had a beautiful wife, and she's his caretaker. I mean, because he's bedridden, and he's in his 40s. Some years ago, I saw what really shocked me: Earl Campbell getting off of a bus with a walker, and he looked older than I did.
Yeah,
And
Earl's in tough shape. Yeah, and that was just from his body taking a beating, not his brain. All right, let's get Alabama -16.5 in Wisconsin.
Big Ten, Wisconsin.
It's butt cold out here.
LSU is -6.5 at Carolina.
I'm gonna go with Carolina. I heard some people talking about they supposed to have a decent team.
He may not be able to play next week. I don't know.
I heard a couple of handicappers saying that they had that game almost even, and they do have a decent.
Actually,
the
LSU
Falcons
may beat them, but not by 6 points. I don't think.
So the Falcons get 6.5 Monday Night Football.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I'm taking the point. 6.5.
The Falcons are headed to the Super Bowl.
How much is my grandson going to win?
7-12.
All right, we got you in, man.
All right, thanks.
Look, she's 10 days late. I got it at 8-2. All right, we got a little thing going on with the family. I got it at 8-2. I had it at 8-2 at 4:30 this afternoon. She's not going to have it at 4:30 this afternoon. My daughter, she's a procrastinator. She's such a procrastinator. She's 10 days late already. They had to induce her. She's a procrastinator. All right, we'll get a break. We'll come back. There are a number of NFL players that are asking Tua Tagovailoa, basically posting on X and so on, saying it's time for Tua to hang it up. I'll share some of that with you when we return. It's a Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Next time you're online looking for landscaping inspiration, open Instagram and check out Southern Gent Landscaping. They can help make your yard your dream outdoor oasis. Southern Gent Landscaping can handle it all, from landscape maintenance and installation to irrigation and hardscapes, even AstroTurf. Turn your yard into a landscape you'll be proud to show off. Call Southern Gent Landscaping at 256-509-6088. 509-6088. Southern Gent Landscaping. Professional landscaping performed with satisfaction guaranteed.
Hey Huntsville, looking for action-packed events? The Huntsville Sports Commission is your hub for all things sports. From youth events to national tournaments, we've got events that thrill and inspire. Whether you're an athlete, a fan, or a volunteer, there's something for everyone. Cheer on your favorite teams, witness amazing talent, and be a part of the excitement. Check out our event calendar and get involved at huntsvillesports.com. That's huntsvillesports.com. Be there, Huntsville.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley through a good majority of the afternoon, even as we head into the evening. We're going to have to watch for heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding and some stronger thunderstorms, and isolated tornadoes certainly can't be ruled out, but that's going to be our secondary concern across the area through Friday afternoon. And then as we head into Friday evening, we are going to be a little bit warmer, temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Showers and thunderstorms are going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The SEC Football Championship Game, the College Football Playoffs, plus the College Football National Championship Game, all play right here.
It'll be first and goal, Alabama.
The Tennessee Valley's home of ESPN Radio, 97.7 The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. So, Joe, my pastor's listening at ESPN Winchester, and he texted me, he wanted to get in the baby weight contest. You know, he wanted to throw a weight in there on the baby, and you know, and I let him, but I'm doing it with a little bit of a protest because, you know, it'd be like Pastor John Dees over at Cross Point Church, our good friend there. You know, you let these pastors in, and they might know stuff that we don't know. You know what I mean? They like have a connection. You know, maybe they're getting like divine inspiration or something like that. They know the number, you know, ahead of time. I'm just saying.
You trying to say that he went to a little prayer before he got it and he got an answer?
I'm just saying, you know, they might like they came to him. You know what I mean? Like, you look to the heavens and they're like, you know, there's some sign and it came to him. So
now, if I had that ability, I don't know if I would use that to try to win the trifecta so I could go watch the Music City Bowl. Just saying, I would probably use it for some other things.
Yeah,
but you know, I mean, just saying that, you know, the Music City Bowl's awesome. But if I had that phone line, I may use it for some other things. Just, you know, just letting you know.
You know, here's the irony of the whole thing. That particular pastor, I've had a number of pastors that have been on Field of Faith Radio, which is a show that I do that is heard in Florida, and it's available via streaming and things like that. It's a little half-hour show where people are associated with sports, athletes, musicians. Lee Greenwood has been on that show. A bunch of coaches have been on that show. But I've also had pastors on that show, including Pastor John Dees and Pastor Jason. My pastor, Pastor Jason, that show is actually being repeated this week on Field of Faith Radio. So that is, you know, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then, boom, he's texting me about that deal. So, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes these things, they're bigger than us. We don't know. You know, they're just bigger than us. Des Bryant on the Twitter, quote, "That's it. NFL, go ahead and do the right thing. Tua has had entirely way too many concussions. He needs to retire for the longevity health concerns." Shannon Sharp, really hope Tua is okay, but he's got to seriously think about shutting it down. I hate saying this. His concussions are getting worse and worse. He's a young man. He has his entire life ahead of him. That was from Shannon Sharp. Mitchell Schwartz, offensive lineman with your They used to be anyway, with your Kansas City Chiefs. It said, he was asked, you think that he should retire? Mitchell Schwartz said, yes. It's easy for me to say, but it's sad to see, and you have no idea what the ramifications will be later in life, but it's clear that his body can't handle those hits to the head and neck area with those scary reactions he has, and at some point in time, he will get hit again. Adrian Amos. Oh, no. Man, time to just hang up the cleats and be with your family. It ain't worth it, man. Tough to see. Praying for a fast recovery. Antonio Brown, in all seriousness, Tua may want to rethink playing football in the future, depending on severity. Concussion's not something to mess with. My gosh, you're getting advice from Antonio. If you're getting sound advice from Antonio Brown, how bad is it?
Well, if there's a man that probably didn't listen to his own advice, it's Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Hour number 1 is in the hopper. We will come back with Lee Sterling next with his take on the weekend of college football on the Tom Abraham Show.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
You've got to experience Toyota-thon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyota-thon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at ChapmanCommercialRealty.com.
Embark on a flavorful journey at the Brewers Cooperative. Located within the vibrant community hub of Stovehouse in Huntsville, our brewery isn't just about crafting exceptional beers. It's a destination where culinary delights and local brews harmonize. Whether you're seeking a laid-back lunch or a lively dinner with friends, our diverse menu has something to please every palate. With a commitment to quality and a passion for innovation, we invite you to savor the unique flavors of Huntsville's craft beer scene at the Brewers Cooperative. Call 256-678-7036. The Brewers Cooperative.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said today the team will bring in another quarterback while starter Tua Tagovailoa deals with his latest concussion. For now, Skylar Thompson will be considered Miami starter while Tua's out. He suffered the third known concussion of his NFL career last night, all those three coming in the last 24 months. Tua will get proper procedural evaluation and appropriate care today, according to McDaniel. The Dolphins play the Seahawks in Week 3. Braxton Whitehead of the Western Hockey League received a verbal commitment for the 2025-2026 season from Arizona State University's Division I program. First NCAA commitment for a Canadian Hockey League player since a proposed class action lawsuit was filed against the NCAA and 10 schools, claiming eligibility rules that prevent any player who's appeared in a major junior hockey game from playing college hockey violate antitrust laws.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyota-thon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyota-thon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Attention, may I have the camp's attention?
Your home of the college football playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Playoffs?
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on. Now live, here he is, the big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Dale McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my home.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. This segment of the show brought to you by the great Americans at Rocket City Federal Solutions. They're committed to streamlining engineering solutions for all aspects of installations and facilities construction and management worldwide with expertise and precision. These guys at Rocket City Federal Solutions, headed by CEO Jason Largent, have a combined 35 years of experience and a global network of projects and critical systems, facility engineering, environmental, operational maintenance, and more. You can learn more at RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. That's RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. By the way, there's an article in the USA Today asking for Tua Tagovailoa, calling for Tua Tagovailoa to hang it up. And I'm on that bandwagon. I'll say that. But in the article, it says that the Dolphins are on the hook for $212 million with $167 million in guarantees. So I'm sure they'd like a better return on their investment. Look, there's insurance for that. There's no way the Dolphins would be paying him. If he were to hang it up and his career was over due to injury, the Dolphins are not on the hook for $167 million in guarantees. I mean, that's just stupid. They have insurance for just this type of scenario, and it's in every contract. So don't think that that's the way that's going to go. All right, speaking of Miami, let's go down to Miami with Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Got a number of games to look at, but I'm sure he was also kind of horrified when he saw Tua Tagovailoa laying on the ground like that. Lee actually played quarterback in college, so he knows a little something about the hits that a quarterback takes, and he joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
Tough night last night for the Dolphins. Tough night for Tua. I mean, we're hearing now maybe 8 to 12 weeks he's out. That's this season. They're done. And he might have to retire. This might be a total rebuild for the Dolphins.
Well, the thing is, they're so ready to win. I wonder if there's any way that they could snag one of those two quarterbacks from Pittsburgh. I mean, if you brought Russell Wilson in with that team, I'm telling you, he would do well.
He's not the answer. I don't think either.
Fields,
no,
Trey Lance,
no.
Anybody, Joe Flacco, anybody.
No, Brian Tannehill is probably better than those two guys.
Tannehill. Yeah. There you go.
I would look into Tannehill this year, but here's the problem with Tannehill or Skylar Thompson. The ceiling's probably 7-8 wins tops this year, and it doesn't get you anywhere. I'm looking at the quarterbacks for next year. You tell me after I break this down. I think Carson Beck's the only guy that really helps you. And they should have drafted Justin Herbert when they had a chance. They had the pick of the two of them, and they made the wrong decision. Quinn Ewers is good, but is he a guy that, is going to play 8 to 10 years? Maybe, maybe not. And Shedeur Sanders, I don't think he's the guy.
No, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. So, yeah, I like Carson Beck. I don't hate the kid out at Oregon. He hasn't had much help yet.
He's not the guy. Doesn't have a strong enough arm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting take. It's just they're so ready to win,
They still have some weaknesses. I mean, their center and two guards are weak.
Especially when they're
players are really good on offense.
Yeah.
They got run through on defense. They still have some weakness. They didn't end up extending Wilkins early. If they had done that, he wouldn't have gone to the version. Now the problem is, let's say Tua retires. They owe him after this year $124 million, over $40 million.
Yeah, that's all insurance, though. That's all insurance. They will not have to pay that. That's not the way
they can
works.
probably
that.
They work out a deal, pay him $100 million.
Well, I think that there's an insurance policy that covers, those guys, that covers those contracts. I think there's probably a number in there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a number in there where they buy the insurance and it covers the athlete agrees that if your career ends due to injury, you will take 60% paid by the insurance company. Yeah, something like that.
That's right. Okay.
All right,
if he comes back, then he has to give up the money, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. If he were to play,
then I retire. I'd take the $124 million.
Take the money. Yeah. I mean, it would be at least $100 million. I mean, you've taken care of your family, and I just at some point in time somebody has to stop him. Maybe
right.
If
if he's my kid, I tell him that's it. Did you? I mean, your kids played football.
Yeah.
Right? You have what? 14 sons.
I have four sons and 5 I'll have 5 grandsons coming up here sometime today. Grandson number 5 is on his way.
Wow.
Today.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't even think that was much of a hit either.
That's what I said in the opening of the show. And even if he had that pillow on his head, that wouldn't have changed it. That was more to the neck, to kind of like jerked his head sideways when he hit it. But that's what happens. You played. Concussions are cumulative.
What my brother and I used to do. Growing up, I was 1 year older than my brother. I was the quarterback. Until high school, we played on different teams. He was a year younger, played a year younger. But he was the tailback. His nickname was Earl, for Earl Campbell. So you can just think about his style. We used to go one-on-one. We had a 10-foot, 10 by 10 grass area in the front of our one-on-one during football season, probably twice a week, 8 or 10 times, helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
So
there
was nothing like. I mean, that hit was nothing last night.
Oklahoma drills. We used to do those, all the time. We did the Okie drill.
You taught those, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That was all part. I mean, that was a daily tackling type drill. And now we did teach, to keep the head out of there and everything else. He does drop his head. He couldn't have slid. If he'd have slid, he wouldn't have gotten the first down because, they started where the slide starts. It was a 4th down play. Right. So he couldn't slide.
I know he's just trying to make a play. I understand.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a play. He's frustrated. Team's not doing well. Understand it 100%. But, it looks like 8 to 12 weeks this year. That's what I'm hearing. And that's this year. So, and let's say he comes back next year. How do you not draft a quarterback in the 1st or 2nd round?
You have to. You have to. And then if they do go, 7, 8, 9 wins, all they're going to do is kind of screw themselves over a little bit and not have as good a draft pick.
So I'm going to search the internet. So I actually, there's a writer named Barry Jackson in Miami. And Barry and I went back and forth before. We actually both were on the same side before the draft. And we said, you have to draft Justin Herbert. And he's bigger, stronger, faster, better arm. That was kind of the things we agreed on. And it turned out Chris Greer went the other way with Tua. And I understand what he saw, but, he had great players around him in Alabama.
I'm not 1,000% sold on Herbert yet until he starts winning playoff games.
Oh, I think
he's coming up big.
I think he's good. They're getting an offensive line. Trust, he's been he's been hit. I mean, they take shots on him. He's been banged up, but he's going to be the quarterback for the next 7, 8, 10 years.
Yeah. All right, let's get into these games here. I thought Kentucky was going to be pretty good, and maybe not. The way they looked against South Carolina, they're another team. But, half of these, 3/4 of these transfer quarterbacks that everybody's getting on, like this Brock Vandergrift, they're all supposed to be the answer. And, maybe there's a reason why they're all transferring because, none of them seem to be doing any good. But except for Cam Ward down there in Miami. I mean, that's a pretty good-looking quarterback. But Georgia is a 24-point favorite against Kentucky. What are we thinking?
So let's say Georgia beats Clemson by 7 to 10 points, and let's say Kentucky wins last week. I think this line is like 16 points. It's 22 and a half now. I know Brock Vandagriff isn't great, but that was about as poor as they could play. I was talking to a kid one time, played for Kentucky, and I asked him, like, what's going on? You guys seem to play really tough as an underdog. He said, yeah, different intensity that week during practice. So as a favorite, Kentucky's terrible by 7 points or more. As an underdog, they come to play. Now, they got blown out last year, 51-13 to Georgia. That was at Georgia. This is in Kentucky. The 4 years before that, they covered every single game. And in fact, 2 of those 4 games, they only gave up 13 and 16 points. So I think defense is, about emotion, about hustle. I think they're going to come to play, and they're 15-11-1 against the spread here last 27 times as a dog. I'm going to go with value here. I expect Kentucky to play better this week. Georgia wins 38-17. Kentucky covers. I'm gonna hold my nose or hold my breath, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, and that would be, Georgia fan would be happy, I would think, with that. That's a nice win, a pretty heavy win, but, backdoor cover, who knows? And Kentucky covers that 24-point spread. All right, this one is in our Friday trifecta. LSU, we're using 6.5. We've seen 7s. They're going to South Carolina, who's feeling good about themselves after that win over Kentucky. I've seen models that show this game, a lot closer than a touchdown, but LSU's a touchdown favorite. What do you think?
I kind of see it the same way, and everyone talks every year about how great the LSU defensive line is going to be. I don't see it. I mean, I think they're okay. They're average at best. South Carolina played awful the first week, better last week. Now they're going to need some short fields to score. They're not going to go. This is a team not going to drive 80, 85 yards for a touchdown. And Sellers, their quarterback, not 100%, but I think they're going to, put Robbie Ashford in for a couple series, and he should be fine here. You get the team with as good or the better defense at home, getting points. I'm taking it here. I think LSU escapes 24-21, but I can see a lot of scenarios where South Carolina gets to win.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, Missouri is minus 17 against Boston College. This is a fascinating game because Missouri is just still flying under the radar because they're Missouri. It's at Missouri. BC has been sporty. There's no doubt about it. It certainly took care of business with Florida State. 17, though, Missouri over BC.
Love the nickname. You heard their defense's nickname, Tom?
No, I don't know.
The Death Row. They call them the Death Row defense. So I got to get a T-shirt with that on there, honey. Yeah. Got to wear it around the house. They're going for the 3rd straight shutout. Yeah. I don't think they're getting it. Now, I think they're really good, but Bill O'Brien, the head coach for Boston College, really good play caller. And he's got Thomas Castellanos, who they've already been on the road. They've already played at Florida State, so that will certainly help them out some. And they also, they run the football. And I think Bill O'Brien, just like against Florida State, is going to say, you know what? I just want to be in the game late, and I don't want there to be 14 or 15 possessions. I'm not going to throw it around and take a whole lot of chances. If I can limit the game to 8-9 possessions, I've got a good chance to win this game or to be settled on the last possession or two. So if there's 8-9 possessions, then Missouri has to score 3 touchdowns more than Boston College in those possessions. That's pretty darn tough here. So I think with Castellanos putting some pressure on them and the fact that they've already been in a true tough road setting, I think helps them out. Missouri has weapons on offense. I'm not going to deny that. Brady, quarterback Rick Cook is really good. I think that Luther Burden is incredible, might be a top 10, top 15 pick. But they've had trouble scoring against top 25 opponents. In fact, last 4 years, 8 times they've been held 23 points or less in games against top 25 opponents. BC is no pushover. I'll take the value. Missouri wins 34-24. Boston College covers.
Missouri hasn't given up a point. They played an FCS team and a bad MAC team. I mean, that's what they've played. So, I'm having a hard time doing that. All right, so Auburn comes off this loss to Cal. Now, Cal is, they are a P4 team. They're an any coast conference team, the ACC any coast conference, and they get beat as a 13.5 point favorite at home. This is not New Mexico State Lobos, who went in there and beat them last year. This is New Mexico, who's already lost to an FCS team at home at the beginning of the season. Auburn's a 28-point favorite. Yeah, they won 73-0, I guess opening week against Alabama A&M, but can we lay 28 points with Auburn?
Would not want to be Peyton Thorne coming out for introductions. I mean, there's going to be a lot of booing. I mean, they are not happy. I thought they did a good job putting some good skill talent around him at running back and receiver, but it's obviously not enough. And the kid is just so up and down. I mean, he's just got some real problems. But New Mexico, they play that 3-3-5 defense. Bronco Mendenhall, one of the great minds, defensive minds. He really, if he has decent talent, he can frustrate you. It's just not there yet, and he knows it. But their offense is pretty good. They will mix it up, show you a lot of different formations, confuse you a little bit. Just don't think that Auburn's going to be sky high for this game. I think they're going to win the game probably like 45-20, but 28.5 points probably a little bit too high.
Well, is 16 too high for Alabama? This thing started at 13, 14, and it just keeps going up, and it's now 16.5, really, in a lot of places. That's the number we're using as the Tide goes north to take on Wisconsin up there. Are the Tide ready to play a clean game and cover against a Big Ten opponent on the road?
So I was studying Wisconsin. I'm like, what are they trying to do when I was watching their games this year? And they have a second-year offensive coordinator, Phil Longo from North Carolina. They brought him over, I think, to be more balanced. And who did they bring in last year? Brought in a quarterback from SMU named Tanner Mordecai. And Tanner, good pedigree, had a really good season the year before he comes over. He throws for 35 touchdowns. What happens? 9 touchdowns. They just don't have receivers. Their receivers get no separation at all. They're not able to recruit kids to play receiver. Kids just know they're not going there. Would you agree the last great receiver out of Wisconsin was Al Toon, Tom?
Well, that's going back a long ways. They had a receiver since then, but yeah,
maybe, but nothing
great.
special.
A lot of great running backs, but not receivers. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So, they bring in Tyler Van Dyke from Miami. I know him well. The first 2 games this year, he throws for 192 and 214 against Western Michigan and South Dakota. Has a combined 1 touchdown pass. The weakness for Bama, their corners. I don't think they're young, inexperienced, and so you got to stress Alabama's defense in some way if you want to beat them or keep it close. So you can't do it with a pass with no wide receivers and a quarterback that's mediocre. The running game was pretty good the last couple of years with Braylon Allen running back, but he's in the NFL. I just don't see it here. And Bama's not going to lose 3 fumbles again like last week here. I think Bama pulls away 35-13.
All right, so that brings us to one that you like a little bit, and they get the free play on it. How do they get this Mississippi State-Toledo game? Mississippi State, 11.5-point favorite.
Yep. Is this a blowout, or is this one of these games where, you don't know much about the team? It's a MAC team, and do they play it close, or do they do like Northern Illinois, pull the shocker? First 10 people to call, we're going to give it to them for free. Call 800-400-9741. Again, the number, 800-400-9741. Gets Mississippi State Toledo on me. We're poised for a big weekend. We have a huge play in football this weekend. We call it our underdog shocker. Team that's an underdog, we think they will win the game outright. You're going to get 9 to 13 selections on our phone service. Get from now through the end of September, just $397, or the UFC back. They have a big card coming from the Sphere. We've got 6 selections, just $57 for Saturday night. Everything's up and available. ParamountSports.com.
There you go, Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. Lee, I appreciate you, man. Good stuff.
You too. See you, Tom.
All right, we're going to break in here. When we come back, Redneck Romeo is back. Dale is holding. We'll get to you guys when we return. Also, my conversation with Matt Patterson that you did not hear yesterday because of the issues that we had with the blackout that happened in South Huntsville yesterday. It knocked the radio station off the air. So we'll see if we can't fit that in as well. It's all coming up. Thom Abraham Show.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Well, I suppose you're making some people happy that are listening up there.
It's all about balance. All about balance.
I guess. Welcome back, Tom Abraham Show, as we hit you up with some great football music on a Football Friday. This segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. Whether you're listening in Tennessee, Alabama, or Florida, it's North Alabama Mortgage. For all your mortgage needs, with average home equity at an all-time high, this is a great time to refinance so that you can get rid of some of that really high consumer debt that you have, those credit cards and so on. You're saying, well, wait a minute, dog, you got 7-8% on the mortgage. Slow down. You refi. Okay, you got all that money locked up in the property. You refi when the rates come down, and the rates will come down. They have been coming down a little bit already. Same thing if you're thinking about a new home purchase, because when the rates drop, the prices will go up. So buy now, get the best deal you can get, and then refi when the rates drop. Learn more at NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. So this just in, according to On3 and the Auburn site at On3, they are stating that redshirt freshman quarterback Hank Brown will start for Auburn against New Mexico. Sources telling Auburn Live. This is being reported by Justin Hokanson at On3. So it looks like the Peyton Thorne era could be coming to an end, or it could just be a temporary move. We'll see how it works out. I mean, that's what happened with Jalen Milroe when they pulled the trigger last year for the South Florida game. I don't think Peyton Thorne's anywhere near Jalen Milroe, but I would think Peyton Thorne has more in common with Tua Tagovailoa in as much as that neither one of them may ever play again. Joe, Hank Brown, he's a kid from Lipscomb Academy in the Nashville area. He was recruited by Hugh Freeze to Liberty, and before he ever went to Liberty, Hugh Freeze took the Auburn job, and Hank Brown flipped and came to Auburn with him. He looked really good in the fall practice, and it's just something you got to do, and you're doing it against a team that you should dominate. And if that happens, this is going to roll into the Arkansas game, because there's no way that Hank Brown's going to go in there and look like garbage against New Mexico. I just don't see it.
Well, and that's the reason why you do this now, because if you waited and you let Peyton Thorne play on Saturday, then Thorne goes out, has a good game, and people think, oh, well, maybe this will be it. Well, then you have Arkansas, and then you have Oklahoma, and then you have Georgia, and then you have Mizzou, and then you're looking at potentially 3 to maybe even 4 straight losses that you could be dealing with. And you have to make this change, because if you lose those games, you still have to play Texas A&M and Alabama, with needing having to win one of those games to even make it to a bowl. And as bad as I think Hugh Freeze is as a person, this was the only decision that he was able to make as a coach. So he has to see what Hank Brown has. And I would expect Walker White to also play. Like, you got to see what both of those guys have so that you can make a decision going into Arkansas next week.
Unless Brown is playing really well. I mean, if Brown is playing really well, I don't know that you can go there. I think you end up staying with Hank Brown. I mean, if he's playing well, what you're saying is he's our quarterback.
Well, also the other side of this is, look, you expect to be up by 30 or 40 against New Mexico at some point in time. So you're not going to go back to Peyton Thorne whenever you pull out all your number ones. So either leave Hank Brown in, or you let Walker White start to get some action and see what he could potentially do in that scenario. So yes, Hank Brown is starting, but I would kind of wonder about what Hugh Freeze is saying or will be thinking when it comes to a potential rotation or anything along those lines to figure out who's going to give them the best option the next month.
Yeah, no, certainly if you're talking about a Nat situation, then it's a different deal. If you're talking about it's in a blowout situation. All right, let's go to the lines. Where are we starting? We starting with LSU Lynch. Where do we start? Redneck Romeo. Redneck Romeo, welcome to the show. How are you? Redneck Romeo dropped again?
Yeah, he was on hold, and then
spots a little better. When he's going to come in. He's
LSU Lynch is up first.
Okay, so LSU Lynch, welcome to the show. How are you?
How are you? See, I know
fantastic.
I've been doing this for over 20, 30 years. When the button go live, you know you live. You hear me?
I hear you.
Look here. First, I've already made my picks. We're going to be done with that. But now listen to y'all that's still listening. The South Florida team was a whole lot quicker last week, okay, than what this Wisconsin team going to be. They got to play the early game. My LSU Bayou Bengals, listen to me. We done lost our best running back, best defensive tackle. We got a bunch of freshmen out there. South Carolina looks good. I'm not going to take the chicken pins, okay? That's not going to happen. I still think that we got a good quarterback and everything. Yes, our defense sucks. We're going to have to just barrel through it. You hear me? But look,
let me ask you a question. Are you watching on WZZN TV right now, or are you just listening?
I'm not. No, because you done got that damn sweater on right there.
I don't have any Buckhorn gear on at all. But
no. Son, you wearing gray. Yeah, look here. Look here. You already talked. Look here. Listen to me. You already mentioned you about to have a replay when the power went down, because I could see you yesterday, but I didn't have to hear it.
Well, if you were seeing the background today, you might like it, because it's Dallas Turner burying Jaden Daniels into the turf. That's the background. But the gray hoodie is a Phoenix Boats hoodie today. So no, I do not have.
Whatever, man. Whatever, Banjo Minna. Whatever.
Okay.
Now look here. I'm gonna end with this to you. I hope your grandchild comes out healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. You're a great dad. You're a great granddad, and all that. But I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to buy you a $50 gift certificate for that shout out yesterday with me banging my head like Tua with a hammer, having to go to TLC. Go LSU.
It's a good job by LSU Lynch. I guess he got in online. There's a number of picks that have already come in online. All right. I understand that Brandon is in Wisconsin. So he's up there because he made the trip for the game. So he joins us from Wisconsin. Brandon, welcome in. How are you?
Man, we just got full over at the Harbor House restaurant. That was some good food. Sitting there eating on Lake Michigan.
I hear you.
We're barreling up 43. We're going to make the little trek up here. That way we can say we've been to Green Bay.
What's the temperature up there?
76.
Okay, so it's not like it's cold. It's not like, that it's real chilly up there.
Very, very mild, but little humid. People here are saying it's a little humid for them, which is nothing compared to what we have back home. So I'm going to tell Badger Larry to give me a holler. We might try to run across him before the game. And went to one restaurant up here, and they put noodles in chili. I ain't real sure about that. I think that that's a little odd for me, but the rainbow trout was good.
I hear you. That's a pretty part of the country. Have you ever been to Green Bay? Have you ever even driven by? Because if I was anywhere near there, I would have to go to Lambeau Field. I'd have to go to the Green Bay Packer Museum at Lambeau Field. That's on my bucket list. That's a bucket list thing.
Well, that's why I figured we got here last night. We got here at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and the entire airport looked like it was closed. And I said, we're here. We're going to go to Green Bay. It might be a little bit of a drive, but we're in the budget rental special for $20-something a day. So we're going to get our $20-something.
Now, did you fly into Milwaukee or Chicago?
Yes.
Milwaukee? How far is Milwaukee from Madison?
Hour and 10 minutes.
I don't think Milwaukee's that far from Green Bay either. I don't think you're that far away.
I think it's an hour 20. Hour 20 something. So we're like 110 miles from our hotel. So we're headed up here to just check it out. Because I don't know when I'll ever be this close to doing it again. So you might as well just get it done.
It's crazy to imagine this, but back in the day, probably before you were born, I remember it. But the Packers used to play 2 games a year in Milwaukee at County Stadium. They played 6 games or 5 games, however many. It was 5 back then because it was a 14-game season. They played 5 games at Green Bay at Lambeau Field, and they played 2 games a year at Milwaukee County Stadium. And the unique thing was the way the football field lined up at Milwaukee County Stadium, they would have both teams would be on the same sideline. So you'd have from the 50-yard line to the end zone on one side was one team, and then from the other 50 or from the 50-yard line going the other way was the other team, and there was a gap in them. It was actually from the 40. It was like from the 40 to the end zone, and you had a gap of about 15 or 20 yards between the two teams, and that was it. So it was kind of a cool thing with both teams being on the same side of the field.
That'd be a little odd for me.
Yeah.
Really
True story.
Strange. Speaking of strange, me and LSU Lynch been sending a lot of Red Fox and Eddie Murphy clips back and forth to each other. A lot of good laughs going on right there. Boy, Red Fox was a trip. People
Fox
really
was
slept
outstanding.
on him and forgot how good he was.
Yeah. No, Red Fox was great. You want to get in on this deal or what?
I do.
All right. So your Crimson Tide are minus 16.5 at Wisconsin. What do you got?
I'm going to take them to cover. They need to be pissed off this week.
Hang on. What happened here? Where did
Bama Zach, in your honor, roll Tide, brother.
All right, there it is. LSU is minus 6.5 at Carolina at South Carolina.
I am so mad that they had this game day game at South Carolina and not up here. I'm going to take LSU to cover. I hope they win by 20.
Just a shout out to our sponsor, Coke. It's just great for you.
The Falcons get 6.5 Monday night at the Eagles.
Falcons can't even snap the ball to quarterback. Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly! My grandson is on his way. My 5th grandson will be born today. I'm looking for a weight.
I'm going to go flyweight. I'm going to go 6 pounds, 14 ounces.
Wow. 6'14". Remember, she's 10 days late, but yeah, it could be a little one. All right, man. Appreciate you. Good stuff. Be safe up there and be safe coming back.
We in search of cheese curds, sir. Roll Tide.
Cheese curds are good. I'm a cheese curds guy. You always say that to people, right? When they're flying, they're traveling and they're flying. You say, be safe now, like they're flying a plane,
Yeah,
like,
make sure everything's good.
Yeah, right. Let me
Turn your cell phone off.
We talk to the pilot. Hey, pilot, be safe now. Why do we tell people, be safe coming home? What do you do? You have no choice. You're in a plane.
Yeah, it's all or nothing in the plane. You have no control over it. It's not unless they pass out. Sorry. I'm just going to go ahead and start calling folks and let them know I love them, but I got to wait till I get about 100 feet from the ground.
So when we return, where do NFL players come from? Where do they come from? We'll get that in here, but also Coach Patterson. We'll have that for you next on game day for the Cotton Classic. I'm Thom Abraham.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
SEC football action tomorrow. Number 4, Alabama puts their 2-0 record on the line at 2-0 Wisconsin. The Badgers paying plus 550. Alabama minus 800 over under 50.5. UAB is a 23-point underdog at Arkansas. Both teams are 1-1. UAB plus 1100 over under 61.5. The number 7 Tennessee Volunteers are favored by 49 at home against Kent State over under 62.5. Monday Night Football. The Falcons are 0-1. They're on the road visiting the 1-0 Eagles. Atlanta is 6.5-point underdog, plus 230 on the money line. Over-unders 47.5. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, Invisicook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezer's free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
Looking for your next adventure to be out of this world but don't have enough money to buy a spaceship and leave orbit? Well, look no further than Divergence VR theme park off of Governor's Drive Southwest in Huntsville, Alabama. Are zombies more your style? How about driving your favorite cars on the world's fastest track? Or maybe a gorilla game that has you climbing up tall trees to escape other gorillas? Wait, that's actually a thing? Huh. Would you look at that? For whatever adventure you can dream of, call 256-203-4128 to get your VR adventure started now.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley through a good majority of the afternoon. Even as we head into the evening, we're going to have to watch for heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding and some stronger thunderstorms. And isolated tornadoes certainly can't be ruled out, but that's going to be our secondary concern across the area through Friday afternoon. And then as we head into Friday evening, we are going to be a little bit warmer, temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Showers and thunderstorms are going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Salt Factory right near Top Golf in Mid-City. Come on by, say hello, and join now for a little Coach's Corner segment brought to you by Jennifer Rose, Keller Williams. Always brings us Coach Matt Patterson from Buckhorn each and every week, and he joins us now. Coach, welcome in. How are you?
Man, doing well, Tom. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. Cotton Classic week. Hazel Green coming in, second year in a row. You get them at your barn, but let's talk first a little bit about kind of keeping an eye on the weather, because it's been sketchy, and they're talking about some rain tomorrow. Right now, it doesn't seem too stormy, but we could get hit with some pretty good rain. How do you prepare for that? I mean, you doing wet ball drills or anything like that, or you just kind of keep an eye on the sky?
A little bit of both. We did a wet ball drill yesterday in practice, and we'll do wet ball drill again today. We'll probably have to be inside today, just to go through our normal Thursday walkthrough. I mean, Thursday practices are not as intense as Monday through Wednesday. Just basically a mental check. But we're probably going to do center quarterback, running back exchange for probably about 5-10 minutes with a wet ball, just to practice snapping it and basically the handoffs, stuff like that. But, in watching the weather, you watch one forecast meteorologist, they'll give you an outlook, and another meteorologist from different area give you a different outlook. So, I mean, it's just kind of hit and miss. And I go back to 2 years ago, we moved the Cotton Classic to a Thursday because of potential weather coming in on Friday. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, man, you never know. I mean, these forecasts are iffy. These storms are iffy. Mother Nature's undefeated. So she knows what she's going to do. We don't.
Speaking of the quarterback exchange and so on, you guys are just pretty much exclusively in the shotgun. And we saw in the Alabama game last week where they decided to put Jalen Milroe under center at the half yard line, and he botched the snap. The snap was fine, went right through his hands and so on. How difficult is that to do both? I mean, you would think at the college level, especially, that guy could take a snap and they're like, well, why did they put him in under center? They should have just left him in the gun. And it's like, really? We can't even take a snap anymore? But how difficult is that once you decide to go to the gun almost exclusively?
I think it becomes really difficult because I think it's whatever you spend the most time with is what you need to do. You've seen us take knee before. We take a knee in the gun, and part of my reason is that's what we do all the time. But number two, it also burns a little more time between the snap, getting the snap, and taking a knee. You make him burn an extra second. But I go back a little bit too when I played. And everybody was always under center and transitioning to the gun. And you'd have one bad gun snap, and the coach panics and get back under center, get back in the eye, get back in the wing tee, or whatever you're doing. That was always the answer. And I think now it's kind of reversed the other way. Very rarely do you see anybody in the gun anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's going back to, the footwork, mechanics, and everything you got to teach for the quarterback are different under center than they are in the gun. I mean, defensively, if we see a team that's in the eye, you pretty much feel they're going to be really heavy run just because of you don't see much drop back anymore.
Right.
And you pretty much got to have a 6'2" taller quarterback to be able to pull that off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Coach Matt Patterson with us here. You broke out a freshman quarterback for a couple of series in the game. And, I thought it was pretty interesting the way that kid went in there and performed. It didn't seem like the moment was too big for him. You know what I mean? Some kids, you put them out there and they're a deer in the headlights. But when Parker Turley got out on the field, it just seemed pretty natural for him.
Yeah, he came out and he executed what we asked him to do. And, obviously drove us down the field for our only score of the night. And, has played really well the last few weeks, including the practices and junior varsity games. And, they always got to be ready when their number gets called. It really wasn't planned to go in on that drive. He was probably going to go in at the end of the third quarter to start the fourth. Justin had to come out for a play or two after getting hit on a completion. And, we just kind of stuck and just kind of drove down the field and got a score. So, like I said, it really wasn't as planned, but, it worked out. And we'll kind of keep moving forward in our evaluations with our team, which we do each and every week after every game. So, you see different looks from us each and every week in the lineups based off the previous week's performances.
To talk a little bit about Fred Ferrier's team, Hazel Green comes in with the same record you got at 1-2. Of course, he comes in with experience from Alabama A&M. And how do you scout a guy like that? You got 3 games to look at, obviously, But this is a little bit of a different deal with a guy that's just into his fourth game as a high school head coach.
Well, you really can't dig in the archives and find any film from other high schools.
Yeah.
So, and obviously college is a different animal in a high school, because obviously in college you get to go pick your players to run your systems, and in high school sometimes you got to adapt your system to what you got. But I mean, they do a really good job. I mean, they are extremely sound on defense, and they're really good up front. They got a great D line. I like how they play and how they fit. And then on offense, they're a spread team that's they try to spread the ball around a little bit, and they're about 50-50 run pass. They got a lot of good balance. And I think I've said it every time I've been on your show, and this week you can throw the records out the window.
Yeah.
You're going to see two teams Friday night get after each other, whether it's rain, hail, sleet, snow. They're going to get after each other for 4 quarters, and it's going to be a very intense rivalry game. It's the state's clean for the most part. I want to mention that. We don't have a whole lot of BS that goes on in the game, but I'm really excited to play this game. I know our kids are. I know their kids are, and I just hope this weather can cooperate a little bit and have a great crowd for the two really good communities.
I'm not sure that the weather would kill the much one. You know what I mean? I think they're going to show up for this one, because it's just such a nice rivalry, a big rivalry. Over the years, you guys, by the way, lead it 38-23 with 1 tie. So it is something you've had success in. But again, like you say, none of that matters for this team going up against that team.
No, absolutely not. I mean, the last 3 games have been 1-score games, and it's come down to the final minutes. I think we scored last year like 3 minutes to go in the 4th, and you had to get an interception to seal it. So, man, like I said, you never know in this thing. You may have someone pegged to win it, and the other team comes there and upsets them, and vice versa. The stat line may be lopsided, more yards for one team than the other, but that score is going to be right there, probably within 10 points in the 4th quarter, or under 1 score. So, you've got to be ready, and anything can happen in this rivalry.
Time to get a region win, too. I mean, outside of the fact that it's a rivalry, I mean, this is a region game. The region's expanded by 1, so, you have more games within the region. But that's another part of it, obviously, is, start getting these region wins. Gaston City is a defending regional champion, a very, very sound team, and so on. But it's time for you guys to get on the board with a regional win.
Yep. It's the goal Friday night to go 1-0 this week, and let's get back to 2-2 for the season and 1-1 for the region, and start taking steps each and every week of getting better. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say I was pretty, regardless of the outcome, there was a lot of bright spots within the Gadsden City game last week that maybe the average fan don't see, but as a coach, when you turn that film on, you turn on that tape, you saw some players improve. You saw some players really grow up. I thought Moses Whitecott, an outside linebacker, played an outstanding game. Not great in the stat line, but he did his job for other guys to make the plays behind him. I thought our defensive backs, did another really good job in the secondary. I think we had like 5 or 6 pass breakups from our corners. I know Dalen one time on a touchdown got turned and lost the ball. So
that was a weird play, because he had good coverage. That was the touchdown in the corner. He had great coverage, and then he lost the kid, and it was like, oh my goodness,
just lost. Turned back for. I think the guy gave his eyes to the ball. He gave his eyes to the ball, and he couldn't find the ball. But that's part of it. As a corner, you get a short memory, and like I said, we're going to be a little healthier this week than we were last week. And that's always huge in high school football. We can talk about depth and things of that nature, but and I'm just really excited to go out and get this game in for these two schools.
And finally, offensive line wise, I mean, you've had to mix and match, due to injury and sickness and so on, and basically 4 different combinations, 4 different weeks. Talk about how important it is to try and get some consistency there, and I get everybody working together, because I don't think people realize just how much those guys rely on the guy next to them.
Oh, absolutely. So, last week we didn't really have. Really was one starter out, but really it was almost 4.
Yeah,
because We moved the left guard to right guard to center, the center to right tackle, the right tackle to left tackle. Just trying to find our best combination.
Yeah.
And this week we're going to go back to where we're really down one, because we're going to play one. We're going to have all the guys back at their original spots.
Yeah.
So it's a juggling act, and you got to try to find that right chemistry. And sometimes you kind of play that in the injury a little bit. This guy's got an injured leg; he can't really push off from this side of the ball, but he can push off from the other. It's difficult, but that's what coaching's about, and that's the stuff that a lot of people don't see, don't really understand. But I got a really good staff that puts in hours upon hours of trying to get these kids ready to go out and compete, and give them the best plans possible, and try to put them in the best situations possible. They don't have to do a whole lot of thinking, to where they can just play fast and play football.
Coach, we appreciate you. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Keep them healthy, and let's go, man. Cotton Classic.
Man, it's here. Thanks, Tom. Go Bucks.
All right, that is Coach Matt Patterson, brought to us by Jennifer Rose and Keller Williams. All right, we'll get a break in here. When we come back, more from the Salt Factory. It's a Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Situated downtown on Clinton Avenue, you'll find the Church Street family's take on delicious seafood and more. Sea Salt. At Sea Salt, the food speaks for itself. Fresh oysters, shrimp and lobster, and non-seafood fare. Plus a large selection of wines, regional and local beers on tap, and a full bar. Catch the downtown vibe with Sea Salt's unique outdoor city street and patio seating with a view of Jesse Andrews' mural, bringing an underwater world to life. No reservations necessary. Sea Salt, 114 Clinton Avenue.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman, or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Embark on a flavorful journey at the Brewers Cooperative. Located within the vibrant community hub of Stovehouse in Huntsville, our brewery isn't just about crafting exceptional beers. It's a destination where culinary delights and local brews harmonize. Whether you're seeking a laid-back lunch or a lively dinner with friends, our diverse menu has something to please every palate. With a commitment to quality and a passion for innovation, we invite you to savor the unique flavors of Huntsville's craft beer scene at the Brewers Cooperative. Call 256-678-7036. The Brewers Cooperative.
You want to get into some football? The college football playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
And the national championship game. All play right here.
Let's talk football.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
For all your printing and promotional needs, it's Minuteman Press. I like them so much, I actually used them for some stuff we did for my church, and they did a tremendous job with those items as well. It's Minuteman Press. They do all kinds of printed material, promotional material, signage, all that kind of stuff as well. They do tents, everything that you can think of. It's done by Minuteman Press, and Jason Dunwoody and his team are outstanding at that. Obviously, we are not at the Salt Factory. That was yesterday, but that was the interview from yesterday that you guys didn't hear because the power went out at the station. I mean, it wasn't anything we could do, right, Joe? I mean, you were back there, and it was like all of a sudden everything went blank, and all of South Huntsville was out of power. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, no, between the attic door opening and closing.
Did you ever figure that out? I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah, we're being told it's wind. I'm calling BS, and I'm looking for some paranormal investigators in the North Alabama area to come by. So between that
spooky.
Yeah, and people don't realize that our studio that we have, there's no windows in the entire studio. So what happened is the moment that the lights and everything went out and we went down, it got pitch black. I mean, I couldn't see the hand directly in front of my face. It was dark.
Nick Saban was on the Pat McAfee show today and commented on the Tua Tagovailoa situation, and he said, quote, "He's such a great competitor, but I think this has to be a medical decision. You have to let medical people who understand the circumstances around these injuries, these concussions, when you have multiple concussions, that's not a good sign. I think Tua and his family and everyone else should listen to all the medical evidence and make sure that you're not compromising your future health-wise by continuing to play football. But that is a medical decision, not for me to speculate on." He said the family should not be influenced by that. Tua should not be influenced by that. It should be based on medical professionals. So in other words, the team, the contract, none of that should influence him. And he thinks that that's what he has to do. And Saban said there's one thing that Tua as a quarterback has never been able to do. He says one thing that he doesn't know how to do is give up on a play. Even when he hurt his hip at Alabama, there was nowhere to go with the ball. The receiver fell down. There's no one to throw it to, and he's still trying to make a play. Takes a hit he doesn't need to take. I hate it that he got hurt. I wish I would have taken him out of the game. I wish they'd have taken him out of the game. Hindsight is always 20/20. So Nick Saban with his comments about Tua Tagovailoa. Personally, I think he should hang it up. I really do. I hate it. I love the way the guy plays. When he's right, he's right. He obviously wasn't right in that game. He had thrown a couple of 2-3 interceptions. But I think this is just too much. All right, lots of high school football action wherever you're listening to us today. Right now, there's going to be a ton of high school football action tonight, so enjoy all of that. Coming up next, it's the Paul Feinbaum Show. For Joe, I'm Tom. Have a great weekend, everyone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said today the team